Well, a very good evening to you. Parliament's Police Portfolio Committee wants a senior Hawks official investigated for allegedly trying to derail a state capture probe. Now, Major General Zinhle Mnonopi is accused of trying to influence former Deputy Finance Minister Mcebisi Jonas to make a false statement in order to squash allegations that he was offered a bribe by Ajay Gupta. Well, Jonas testified at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into State Capture in Johannesburg. The police committee says it is seriously concerned by the allegations. Now, it wants police watchdog IPID as well as the Office of the Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigations to investigate Major General Mnonopi. The committee will also seek an explanation on the allegations at its next encounter with the Hawks in Parliament. Now, for more on this story, we're joined by the Hawks spokesperson, Hangwani Mulawuti, who joins us from our Pretoria studios. Hangwani, a very good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time. Well, certainly these are damning allegations that we heard come out from the inquiry into state capture. And I do understand that the head of the Hawks will be looking into these allegations this weekend, and perhaps by Monday there should be some action taken.
Well, Griselda, first of all, let me thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak to the nation. Look, the matter it's very serious in the sense that we also came out clearly yesterday in a press statement that we are looking into this matter. The national head of the Hawks, Lieutenant General Libya, has committed himself together with his office in terms of making sure that they investigate these allegations. And we are of the view that serious action has to be taken, of course, within the confines of the law. So we are just waiting for the national head himself to make an announcement, hopefully before the end of next week, as to what action is going to be taken. But this matter has been viewed in a very serious light. We cannot allow a situation that will dampen the integrity of the DPCI. We are an entity that is being looked at by the public that has to deal with issues of corruption. And such allegations that were made on Friday has taken us a serious step back.
Hangwani, certainly this does put a damper on the credibility of the Hawks, and I do have it on good authority that the Major General, who was fingered in this particular inquiry as having allegedly tried to bolster efforts to get this investigation underway, has previously been removed from her post within the anti-corruption unit and posted in the Eastern Cape. She was previously removed by the then acting head of the Hawks, Yolisa Matagata. Can you confirm this for us first of all?
Griselda, I can confirm that last year the national head then, the acting national head then made a decision to reconfigure the organization, and one of those was to take General Mnonopi to Eastern Cape because there was a managerial vacuum in that province. As we sit now, the national head has made moves in terms of making sure that there is a permanent person that should be taking over that province. So the issue here was to make sure that there is synergy and to realign the issues or problems that we're experiencing in that province.
Sorry, Hangwani, just to interject
when the national head,
just to interject there, I do understand that the reason for Major General removal from the anti-corruption unit was that there was a belief within the Hawks that she was stalling the investigation, and basically there'd been no movement in the cases into state capture.
Well, look, Griselda, I think I'm not in a good space now to be able to answer to those allegations. What I want to put it on record is the fact that just because that there were allegations that were made against her on Friday, I don't think it would be fair to say that she is now being singled out for each and every thing that might have happened within the environment itself. It is also not good to paint the organization in one branch to say that this is what might have transpired at that time. There were reasons, like I was given, that there were issues that needed to be done within the Eastern Cape. There was a lot of problems that we were facing, managerial problems. Members were not aligning themselves to the rules and regulations within the environment itself. So it needed somebody with authority to go and intervene in that area. Of course, I cannot deny the fact that we saw a lot of cases that saw being investigated. Some of them are already in court. I think what happened here is that there was also a new head who had a new strategy at that time, who wanted to make sure that all these cases that were in the public space were receiving attention.
So just before we run,
I'm of the view.
Yes, just before we run out of time,
I just want to clear out that one.
Yes, you're certainly not denying the fact that the Major General had previously been removed from her position because there was a belief within your organization that she was stalling the investigation into state capture. Just very quickly, why then we saw the appointment of a new Hawks head towards May this year in the form of Mcebisi? And why then was she brought back into the fold if already you had the Major General who was fingered in the testimony of Mcebisi Jonas brought back into this investigation?
Well, General Libya only came in June, and I think he is within his rights as the national head of the DPCI to make sure that everybody who was sitting within their environment had to be brought back. Of course, he's making his own assessment in terms of the organization. So he did not know
that her reputation was tainted? He did
not know all of the... I don't think he was aware. Yeah, no, he was not aware. So he was only made aware, and he was shocked, of course, as like I said. Hence, we are going to take action into this matter as soon as possible.
So we're expecting perhaps some kind of action to be taken. The Hawks say that they are treating this with the seriousness it deserves, and perhaps by Monday or by the end of the week we should be getting some kind of action taken by you with regard to the Major General who's been pointed out in the state capture inquiry.
It is necessary. We don't want to be seen as if we are dragging our feet. Of course, I mean, the commission itself is still continuing. She still has an opportunity to reply to the allegations. But based on the serious matters that have been brought to the public space, it is necessary that we should take action, and that action will be taken as soon as possible.
Likelihood possibly of a possible suspension pending an investigation into this matter. I really don't want to jump the gun with regard to what the Hawks head will decide.
Well, I also don't want to jump the gun. I think let's leave that to the national head to take a decision on that matter.
The spokesperson of the Hawks, Hangwani Mulawusi, joining us from our Pretoria offices, talking to us about the latest, of course, following that testimony by the former Deputy Finance Minister, Mcebisi Jonas. New information that we're getting now is that the Hawks are not denying that the senior Hawks official who was fingered in that inquiry was previously removed from her position over allegations of stalling the investigation into state capture. Well, you can also send your comments to us, of course, on #FullView. You can also send us your voice notes on video call on +27 66 479 8056. And you can also view any of our interviews and features by going to sabcnews.com and our Facebook page and Twitter, of course. Well, let's take a short break here on The Full View. More news after the break.